so that you can really broaden our chest. You can close your eyes if you feel safe. And your hands can face up if you feel like more energy this morning. Your palms can face down if you feel like to be more grounded this morning. I'm quickly scanning your body as you hear my cat eating some food. Starting with feet, let's ask ourselves what it feels like to be our feet. And your knees, your thighs, your pelvis, waist, belly, your chest. Really feel our body inside out. Moving up to shoulders, upper arms, even elbows, forearms, wrists, your palms, and each fingertips. Crown of your head, forehead, your eyes, nose, your lips, your throat. Feel the space in your throat where all the vibration comes from. Now let's set our sankalpa statement for this practice today. So sankalpa is usually an affirmation sentence that you can repeat in your head. Something like you like to achieve or resolve during the practice, or even in this life. If you can't really think of anything, you can just say, I will stay connected to my breath. So repeat that in your head when you're ready. And let's take a deep breath in. Out through your mouth, big sigh out. Then you can slowly open your eyes. And loop your shoulders one more time. And you can come to tabletop just to get us going, a little movement. So your hands can be directly under your shoulders and knees under your pelvis, hip width apart. And let's inhale, lift your tail, lift your chest, squeezing your shoulder blades. Exhale, rounding your back, belly to spine, broaden your upper back. Inhale to cow spine one more time. Exhale, push into your hands and belly to spine, cat spine. Inhale, cow spine. Exhale, round your back to cat. And start shifting your weight between your two knees and two hands. Circular motion. Close your eyes. Drop your head. And really connect to your intuitive heart. Hold on to the rational mind during this practice. And be really honest and see if you can access to your inner voice that's buried under the busy everyday. And switch direction eventually. Moving slowly. Once you had enough, now is a good time to get your paper. So I have this one from Dollarama and I'm gonna place it on top of the yoga mat. You can place your knees sort of behind your papers and grab the choice of your medium. And see if you don't, try not to think too much. No big feeling. Just anything that comes to you in this moment. And you can extend your arms nice and long, hips towards your heels for child's pose. Rest your forehead on the floor. Close your eyes. Let's inhale. Exhale, lion breath, stick your tongue out. Get yourself really wild and start moving your hands. Anything goes. You might want to hold your medium in your dominant hand. Or maybe you want to switch up to your less dominant hand and see what's going to entail. Another thing you can play is, are you going to move your arms from your shoulders or from your elbows or from your wrists? Just play with it. There's no right or wrong. And in the meantime, let's stay connected to deep breath. Audible cleansing breath. And drop your medium to the side for now. And you can walk your hands to the right side outside of the yoga mat. And place your left hand on top of right. And sink your hips heavy, especially on your left. Feel the side of your torso getting nice and stretched. See if you can breathe into that even more. Inhale, come back through center. Let's walk our hands to our left, outside of the yoga mat. Right hand can go on top of left. Sink your right hip heavy. Audible breath. This is your home base. And slowly come back to center. Pull your palms energetically towards you so that you can come to table once again. And you can step your left foot forward. And you can choose your medium of your choice. Try not to look to your paper for now. And let's inhale, coming to low lunge. Keep your feet hip width apart. And really pull that front heel towards you. Feel that scissor squeeze action. Relaxing your shoulders. Exhale, open your chest a little more through your thoracic spine, aka your bra line. And inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, brush those arms away and see if you can trace that with your mediums. Let's inhale one more time, lifting your arms. Exhale, slowly with control, brush those arms away. And put your mediums to the side for now. And tense your fingers. And let's send our head back. Keeping your hips nice and square. Flex your left foot and maybe swipe your toes right and left, right and left. And inhale, rebend your front knee. Collarbone wide across. Exhale, send your head back. Straighten your front leg. And slowly rebend your front knee. And tuck that back toes under. So that plant your hands and you can step back to plank. And let's come to our first downward facing dog. Breathe out. If your paper is making you slippery, you can sort of move your papers and so that you can touch the yoga mat directly. And breathe here, keeping your feet hip width apart. Maybe pedal your knees right and left. Right and left. Deep breath. And slowly lifting your heels as high as you can. Exhale, bend your knees a lot. This way we'll keep our hips nice and higher. And slowly activate on your thigh muscles. Lower your heels as much as possible. Every muscle is engaged. Observe which muscles are more dominantly in use and which ones are less used. When you're ready, lift your heels and bend your knees, look forward. Walk to front of the mat. Grab the medium of your choice. Not thinking too much. And we'll grab opposite elbow first and sway side to side. You can keep your knees bent as much as you need to. Playing with gravity. Close your eyes. Really feel yourself. Feel your body. And gradually release your hands and maybe start moving your hands. Trace that motion. You might want to use both hands. What does that motion looks like? And see if you can let go of any aesthetic desire, conventional aesthetics judgment. Can pause for now. This is about going back to childlike heart, the pure awareness, and just do anything that you feel in this moment, right here, right now. Two more breaths like that in this movement, whatever it may look like. And slowly release your mediums, and we'll step that left foot back. And let's choose our mediums of our choice, maybe in both hands. So low lunge again. Lifting your arms, relax your shoulders. Curl the tail. If you curl the tail, we really lengthen that spine. So it's quite important. also, we stabilize our lower body. Keep energetically pull that front heel towards you and feel that scissor squeeze. Breathing in. Breathing out. Push the water down nice and slowly. And trace. Breathing in. And breathing out. Slowly control, no rush. Existing in the position, the space between the pose. Maybe one more time. And let's release our mediums for now. Pinch your fingers just about, the below your shoulder blades. Inhale to collarbone, wide across, heart space open. Exhale, straighten your front leg, send your head back. And sway your toes right and left, moving from your heel. I guess I should say more like anchoring through your heel. And your hip joint is actually the source of this movement. So it's not moving from your knee, not from your ankle. Your entire leg is moving. And let's rebend, inhale. Collarbones wide across. And exhale. Rebend your front knee one more time. And let's plant our hands under your shoulders. Tuck that back toes under if it's not already. Lift your knee off the mat. Step back to plank. Downward facing dog. Send your hip up and back. If you want to do one more time pedaling, go ahead. Really honor your body. Deep, attentive listening to your body. And lift your heels as high as you can. Exhale, bend your knees. Look forward and tippy toes to front of the mat. Keep your feet hip-width apart. And let's sink our hips lower. Goddess pose. You can bring your palms, prayer in front of you. And push into the inner thigh to broaden your chest where our heart is. And drop your tail again here. Connect it to your breath. Observe your breath. Observe your heart rate. Take your last inhale. Exhale to drop your hips down on the mat and bring all of your feet together. So your heels can be slightly away from your pubic bone, making a diamond shape. Choose the medium of your choice, maybe both on both hands. And we can slide our hands under your shins. And see if you can lower your forehead towards your toes. Really relax and let it go here. Maybe moving from your wrist only. Trace your surrendering motion. Or maybe what you would do is actually not doing anything and be in the pose. Just be. Breathing into your hips in the meantime. Our hips tends to hold a lot of emotions. any negativity, any fear, or worries about the thesis. You can release that by breathing out. If not all of them, maybe a little bit can go. And slowly roll yourself up, coming out of the pose nice and gently. Head is the last one to lift. And extend your legs, maybe on top of the paper. Even trace your legs motion or the imprint to your feet, heels, I should say. So extend your legs nice and long in front. And we forward fold from hip joint. Again, hold your mediums. Anywhere you can go, you can come up and down. Just remind yourself to keep your spine nice and neutral, rather. Close your eyes. If you don't want to keep it dynamic movement, and if you rather want to be in the stillness, you're more than welcome. Option to palms up towards the ceiling. Just let your head relax. Deep breath, audible breath. For 2. And 1. Slowly rolling yourself up. Head is the last one to lift. And we'll bring bend our left knee first and swing your right leg behind you so that we can come to pigeon. And you want to sort of point your left toes down towards your right heel and keep your hips nice and leveled, relatively speaking. And you can rest your forehead. You might want to adjust your chin even a little bit. Even rotate your papers, whatever goes. I'm gonna switch up to different paper. Why not? You can rest your head, or you can start moving your hands again. Listening to your deeper insight that's connected to the cosmic universal soul. Can the body be the vessel through which we integrate that voice? And take one last big breath cycle in this pose. Start planting your hands. Roll yourself up again. Head is the last one to left. And let's widen our hands. So tense your fingers outside of the yoga mat. And let's inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows and make an ocean wave. Head is the last one to lift. Inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows, fold. Follow your rhythm and do that a couple of times. Move in the way that most makes you feel your authentic self. When you had enough, you can swing that right leg to the front once again. And let's grab the medium of your choice. Keep your sitting bone nice and parallel to the paper. And let's extend our arm. Fold your torso over and let's trace that. Get wild. Keep your right foot flexed. Thighs engaged. Just in a healthier way to be in this pose. And slowly pause that. And we'll bend our right knee this time and swing that left leg behind for pigeon on the other side. Now is your chance to switch paper or even change the rotation. Try not to think too much. See if you can keep that left leg relatively parallel to the longer edge of the mat. Hips nice and perpendicular to the paper, or parallel, I should say. And let's lower our forearms and get on it. Deep breaths. Play with the motion of your hands. Maybe you will use the smaller motion. Again, you can move from elbows or move from shoulders, depending on how you feel. And once you feel like you're done for this session, you can swing your left leg forward. Sitting bones nice and square. Maybe I will switch my medium and I will hold with both hands this time. Exhale, forward fold. Trace that motion, anything goes. Maybe you can even use your hands and smudge that texture. If I'm using pastel, it's actually a good medium to smudge it up. Depending on your medium. And slowly release. Roll yourself up and head is the last one to lift. And this will be probably the last pose. You can come to, again, comfortable seated pose. Look at my hands, horrible. I'm gonna switch my paper again. So what you can do is to place your paper sort of right behind your right hip and medium of your choice on your right hand. And let's lift our left arm up as you inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows and catch your right ear. Inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, tilt to your left so that you can extend the right side of your neck. And extend your right arm up, more like behind you so that it's in interaction with your neck muscles. And see if you can trace that on the paper. What does the neck sound like? Breathing into your right side of the neck. And slowly release your left hand, coming back to center as slowly as possible. Release your arms. And nice and seamlessly, we'll transition our paper as well, right behind to the left side of the hip. Medium, hold your medium on your left hand. Let's inhale, lift your right arm up. Exhale, bend your elbow. Catch your left ear. Inhale, reach in the center. Exhale, tilt your head to your right. Extend your left leg nice and long behind you. See how you want to move that left hand in this moment. Beautiful. Anything will do. And slowly release. Nice and slowly moving compassionately. And release your mediums and release your papers so that you can come to Shavasana for a brief moment. Taking full counts. Let's lower our torso down. Using low belly one last time. And grab your scalp from behind you so that you can lift your head and elongate your neck. And nice and slowly lower your head. Place your arms slightly away from your torso, palm facing up. This way we'll keep our chest nice and open, increasing the receptivity from the divine moment. Feet can be slightly apart. And you can let go of any tensions or effort at this point. Relax every part of your muscles, especially the tiny muscles in your face. Visualize that your space between your eyebrows widening, even space between your teeth widening. Slowly bring your awareness back to your mat, back to your body. Drifted a little. Awareness back to your body. Let's take a deep inhale through our nose. Exhale out through your mouth, just like in the beginning of the class. One more like that. Inhale. Wiggle your toes. Make small movement with your fingers. Rotate your ankles, rotate your wrists, gradually making motion bigger. Awareness back to your physical body. Body through which we experience life. Maybe morning stretch for the second time. Extend your arms up and over your head. Use that as a momentum to roll onto one side. And we'll come to a seated pose. Keep your eyes closed. Seated pose, your comfortable seated pose, and bring your palms together by your heart. Thumbs gently touching to your heart, and heart gently touching to your thumbs. We'll seal our practice with one Om chant. It's AUM sound, the vibration frequency, primordial sound that has no beginning and no ending. And it's the first sound and the sound that exists in all living beings. We are essentially vibration. So keep that in mind and take an exhale. Inhale to Om. And slowly open your eyes and look at your drawing you just created and sit with this creation in silence, acknowledging what just went through. And see if you can accept, without any judgment, this is just a trace of your body on June 17th, 2021, Thursday morning. It's just, it is. Namaste, blessing to you all. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being the guinea pig. I cannot wait to see what you made. Post it on the Maya note. And if you feel like you just want to rather stay silent, no problem. You don't have to show your camera. I'll be here. I'll be accessible through email, any mediums. But this is what mine looks like. Yeah. So I tried white and black paper, and I realized my white paper, I was working on this slippery side, so it didn't really trace anything, but that's also interesting. Just the imprint. And yeah, I don't know what mediums you had, but I was using pastel and my hands are dirty.
I use pencil crayon. It doesn't work very well because there's
Oh,
surface
what kind of
underneath.
paper did you use?
Swipe paper.
All right, well, that's also interesting.
So I think pastels or something like that comes off easier. Maybe even marker would have been a little better.
Yeah. Mhm. Claudia, Yumi-san, how did it go?
Oh, I don't think I'm finished yet. I want
All
to
right.
do more.
Yeah, you
But
can
I
always
use
add
color
something. Oh,
pastel.
nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
and-
you use ink. Amazing.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Ayumi, I
Wow.
love it.
Very
I'm not
nice.
finished mine, but I will post it.
Very nice. You made your big paper. Wow.
Hello.
Very
I used one
nice.
piece, I taped 3 pieces of washi together.
I love that.
So I did
Oh,
it
wow.
first.
I just took a screenshot.
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました. Yeah, it's very exciting. Erica, how did yours go? You don't mind? And Vicky. Yellow, nice.
There we go.
Very nice.
Like, oh yeah.
I ended up with a banana.
It
in
does
there.
look like banana.
Yeah.
I'm not finished
I
mine.
did 3 actually.
Watercolor.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful.
Vicky, what
Yeah,
did
yeah.
you use? Is that a watercolor?
Yes, watercolors.
Nice. Very nice and gentle.
Thank you.
You know, I could see doing a series where one day you use one medium,
Right.
and then the
Mhm.
next day you do your practice again and you overlay with another
Right.
medium
I like
That's
that.
totally-
and
yeah.
you build. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Well, another session might come.
Great.
Well, thank you so much
Thank you
for
so
coming.
much.
Um,
Thank you.